What is up, Raider Nation? Coach Gravy in the house again with another Stogie with Coach Gravy. I had to stutter real quick. Hey, what's up, man? How's everybody doing this wonderful morning? Little, little look like it's gonna rain in Fresno, California today. But I got my coffee. I got my coffee, my good coffee. I got my stogie right here, and welcome to the Stogie with Coach Gravy show. Or Stogie with Gravy show. Hey, check this out. This show is powered by Raider Nation Live. My boy, What Up Low, and my boy Renegade 420. He all happy right now. The Dodgers won. They celebrating off for a month. They be out there in the streets celebrating for the month. I'm glad they maintaining over there. Not well, I don't know, man. They this bullshit with YouTube TV and Disney, got me missing Monday night games and shit and things like that. I ain't paying for no fucking food, all that bullshit. That they need to clear that shit up. You act like they ain't got, they $1 trillion business, Disney, man, but they own everything. You know what I'm saying? So I guess I got to deal with it. But it better be sold up before the fucking Dallas game because that's Monday night. Coach Gray will be out there, ABC Studios in Fresno over here, fucking bitching. Get your little Disney ass. Tell Mickey Mouse over there, get that shit straight. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, welcome to the show, man. Had a great show yesterday. Real quick one. Gonna be the same thing today. Just want to get a lot in and gravitate from what we had said yesterday to get close tomorrow, game day. Real quick. Can we get that bad taste out of our mouth with that loss yesterday? Bad loss. No, good game, bad loss. I see we seen some good things come out of that game yesterday. We seen Brock Bowers got busy. I thought a couple of guys highlighted. A lot of people got responses. But number one response yesterday, if I might take a little bit of your time, got to get into the chat over here. I made a comment yesterday, and it was about football, but like personally football. I said, that if you got a little one that's playing football right now, and you guys are, you get participation trophies, and I would pull my kid out if you didn't keep score or got a participation trophy and football's all whacked up. I stand by that. So fuck off. All right. I had men saying that's messed up, Mike. Now you guys know my name's Mike. You always have, but hey, coach, that's messed up, man. Maybe 10, 15 people, and then they replied on it. Yeah, my son is this. Go ahead and do that. Go ahead and do that. And when a head coach goes up to you and said, "Yeah, Your boy should be out there playing soccer, or your boy should be out there playing, doing something, running track or cross country at school. Now you know why. Because you get mad, sentimental. You get all sentimental when people tell you things like that. My, that's my opinion, and that's why I have a show. You respond like a Karen. Like a Karen come up with it and say, well, my son, he participated and shit like that. But you ever ask the coach? You're the type of person to ask your coach why your kid don't play. And he's over there with his mouthpiece all stuck in his helmet like that and shit. And 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 playing Madden and thinking he's balling. That's bullshit to me. But anyway, and I also had a lot of responses of what people were saying about what I said about Aston Genty. A lot of people think that Aston Genty ain't doing things on this team, and I don't understand why people are thinking different. And if people think he's not playing good, it's Mike Jeff. I don't care if people know my name. I don't care if you know my name. I seen that. I got to get to the chat though. Thanks for being here with Coach Gravy this morning. Got thumb ups, thumb ups for this Denver game, and then we're gonna see what's going on with that. I got my boy Robert Pena. What's up, man? My moderator that's here again. My boy, my boy Raider 7528. What's up, man? How you doing, bro? Thank you for being here early in the afternoon for my boy Jeff. What up, Jeff? How you doing, bro? Good to see you. What's up, bro? Here we go with Robert Pena again. What's up? I don't know if they letting girls up in here or Tinder dates or whatever, but I don't know who this is. And then my boy Mike Guerrero. What's up, bro? How you doing? Good to see you this morning, man. Good morning back to you. I don't know if you're working right now or you just got off work, but I hope you have a wonderful day, bro. Here we go. We got Raiders. I want to hear your thoughts on the New York Jets. The trade that they did, they're not a real good team. 401 Jeff, this is what I just mentioned about right here. We got hey Michael. It's Mike. Say that. My mama and yeah, but my grandmama then that is close. Call me that. Here we go. He calling them blow dicks. What do you think about tell me what's up? Raider Paul with the Raiders, bro. Like that motivation, bro. Get it up, pick it up, see what's going on. But Raiders, not that I give a shit. I want to ask you why you concerned with what the Jets have. Good moves what they did. I think they moved the over a guy that took up a lot of money, a guy that built doesn't play. He ain't adding up to what he is. That dude right there is he doesn't tackle nobody. He just overblown rated. Good in college. Going to the pros. Probably had one good rookie year. That's it. Dump weight. I don't know why they repaid him. He's not one of the best corners in football. So good job to the Jets, bro. That's good work. They're a bad team. They got a player like that they could get rid of. Luna Patterson, what's going on, man? We got Hank. What's going on? Good morning, Hank. How you doing? Robert Pena again, telling everybody what's up. Real Talk 805. What's going on, bro? How you doing? See your show, man. Good job, as always. I go check out 805 with my boy Severe and my boy Chris. Haven't talked to Chris in a long time or Severe, but I'm looking forward to see him probably in LA and maybe 805 if he gets down over there. What's up? Good, good. Yeah, I love spending time with people talking Raider football, man. I had a great time last time. It's been a while since I seen my boy. Hey, Raider Paul, what's up, bro? Pena, I'll be there Denver 420 weekend. Pena, you'll be where? You'll be in Denver. You in Texas. You'll be over there in Colorado. Well, you already said you ain't going to the Cowboy game. You quit that game, right? Hell yeah, 805. We'll be there. Me and wifey gonna be up there. It don't matter. We'll be chilling. We'll be up there 805. Don't worry about that, bro. We'll link up. I'll take it to all the parties. She party, man. She a party girl. So you gotta see what's up. Hey, nah, we. Oh, okay. Hey, Sam Tonka, what's going on, bro? Hey, it's all weird, different. Everybody been complaining about this new stuff at and on YouTube. They probably did something different. We win tomorrow. I'll be okay for 2 more weeks. Yes, sir. It's gonna be hard. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to win this game. Denver has a really, really, really good defense. Promising, promising young running back, and Franklin and Sutton, they're getting busy. We have to worry about Evan Ingram. Their offensive line is better than ours, and passing the ball to R.J. Harvey is getting real complicated. You pin out our defense and their offense. Do that for me. Yeah, Mike. I hear you, bro. I hear you, bro. I don't like this. I don't like hearing that no more. I I don't want to compete, bro. I want to fuck them up. Now, Mike, I understand what you're saying, whatever, and you might be wanting to aggravate me. Yeah, Mike, I love you, bro. I can't get mad at you. But the thing is that this compete shit is done with, bro. It's time. Let's go already. It's too late for that. It's too late for that. Denver's playing well, very well. The quarterback is not who I thought he was, but he's playing well, man. He's under a mastermind offensively. We can't talk shit on him. We gotta talk shit on him because it's game week. I don't like the early game. Very bad loss. I'll be very surprised if we come away, with this. But it's time to be honest with ourselves, and I have to do that now. I don't like this team. Um, I'll support them, and I might sound like a fool, but at least I admit it because I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you guys. But it's just gonna be tough, bro. They're a good team. They only have 2 losses, I believe, and I hope that we can play well against them. Everything can come back together. It's gonna have Brock Bauer show, the Aston Genty show again with no help. The Max Crosby show with no help. You know, but let me get down to business here. But besides what everybody was bitching at me about participation trophies and all that bullshit, which I really don't. It doesn't pay me no mind what you think. That just makes me further realize how uneducated people are with football because a legitimate man would not put their kid in football if he was on a team that didn't keep fucking score. So that what just saying that man, pisses me off. I don't want to get mad. I don't want to cuss today, but hey, come on. Ain't no participation. You find out who's good and who's not right off the bat. All this. That's just the way the atmosphere and the sensitivity of grown ass men or little ass teenagers now. They're sensitive. Football ain't about sensitivity and saying, oh, well, he deserves better and he ain't got no help. And fucking ball out. What happened to good old fashioned kick ass fucking football? What happened to that? Now we're over here playing with fucking feelings and shit. Nah, ain't no feelings in football. It's kick ass. Take names. What's up? Teammate. Back that motherfucker up. It's on. Let's go. We're not doing that. Bueno, what's up, man? How you doing, bro? Good to see you. I'm not bueno. Thank you for being on my show, man. I really appreciate it. Got some people in here, man, talking. Gotta see what's up. But that's what I got bitched at. That's what I got bitched at over there. And they're calling me my government name. Because I guess I got that at and it says my name on it. But I don't know if it says Gravy on there or not, Coach Gravy or not. Robert Pena, Paul, I'll be going to Cortez, Colorado in December. My aunt has finished her house and invited me, the whole family, to go have a housewarming party. That's cool. Congratulations to buy a home, man. I got 2, and it's tough nowadays. What you do it for the kids? But my kids are getting shit. They'll buy a home and give it to your kids so they can sell it. and spend all the money. Mm-mm. Try paying my mortgage. What the hell am I give you that for? I pay the mortgage and give you a house. Y'all get your own, bro. I did. Get your own, bro. I did. Anyways, people, I'm not a dick dad, but hey, that's the way you got to do things. That's the life people think now. Oh, I'm gonna get my house from my mom and dad. They bust their ass. Pay my. I didn't pay no rent. Damn. And so that house is mine now. All my kids. Nah, you ain't share all that. I'm gonna take it with me. I'll burn this shit down before my kids get it and take the money and the insurance. Here we go. Yeah, there we go. I'm not bringing no damn mutual ass kids. Not mine. My kids know, but I hear it all the time, bro. I hear it all the time. Here we go, 8:05 with this. I want to get down to football. There's the football league's not keeping. Yeah, bro. They're not. It's not just babies. It's grown kids now. 15. They'll keep score, bro. And I got a problem with it because I said it yesterday on the show, 8:05. I didn't see your name on here yesterday, but thank you for being here today. That they don't keep score, bro, and everybody gets a trophy. Ain't no MVP, coaches award. You know, the come up kid was the coaches award or most improved. You know, you worked. Everybody, sorry ass player get a trophy. You and your mom, where's your dad at? I ain't want to get nobody mad, but where's your pops? Where's your pops? Like, why you so sensitive? You know, I won't say nothing, but probably that's why. You know, soccer moms out there trying to coach, trying to tell kids how to play football. It's not supposed to be like that. Here we go, Sam Taco with the little popper. Here we go. I know we ain't winning much, but I see some improvements in certain areas of this team. I will be that will be important next year, starting with the cornerbacks. You see improvement on the cornerbacks. I'm with you on that. Yeah. Well, this game, I think Stokes, who I'm not very fond of. I'm not real fond of that. I wasn't real fond of Eric Stokes, but Eric Stokes is playing well. You know, he's not getting picked on like Kai Blue Kelly was. Kai Blue Kelly was the worst cornerback in football. I finally got benched, which he should have. And Darren Porter's out there making plays. Young guy making plays with not a lot of period with not a lot of experience playing corner. His college career, he didn't play a lot at corner, but he's just an athlete, big. I seen his size. He out there looking like he's a big kid, and at the future, I got aspirations for him to be a better player. Knight, I wouldn't say trash. I'm not like that about a coordinator, but yeah, I've never dug him. You know that, bro. I've never dug him. I've never dug that. Maybe that's the plan. APLC. What do you think about number 27? That's that Macaulay kid. He was in there, bro. And we had three safeties out there. You know, what was that? What was that? I seen that. So is that something new? But we got gassed up the middle. We got three safeties out there. We got gassed up the middle. And it didn't really look like we stopped the run. We got 150 yards amongst three backs, 160 yards with three backs. Hey, did everybody see that Akeem Talib and dumbass incognito uh, TikTok bullshit? I don't even have TikTok, but someone put it on a fantasy chat that we have, and I think it was Auntie Six or something like that. But it was, but Auntie Six was real informative on chats. He put it out there, and I thought it was kind of funny because I think Akeem Talib was right. you know, Incognito. If you guys seen that, go look at it. Look at Akeem Talib and Incognito. And personally, you know, everybody says Incognito is a Raider, this and that. What the fuck did Incognito do for the Raiders? What did he do for the Raiders? Incognito is one of the dirtiest players in football, right? Pro Bowl guy, but it didn't do shit for us. But we just like the way he. It's kind of a. That's why we compare Incognito to JPJ because we think they're the same guy. I don't see JPJ. I would be upset if I was JPJ being compared to Incognito. I would because he could be better than Incognito in my view. In my view, maybe that's the plan PC is going with. Who with the three safety stuff, that plan right there is to stop the run, have another guy to stop the run, and I thought he played pretty good, bro. I thought he played pretty good. That McCollum kid, he did pretty good. The rookie, he's a rookie. I don't really investigate him, but I seen him out there. Here we go. In his prime, he would have been a Raider with that mentality, not so much in the time he was here. You might all right. He didn't do shit while he was there. Yeah, and he's a type guy that Jeff. He's a type guy that would say once a Raider, always a Raider. But see that saying now, Jeff, and I don't know if you'll agree with me. It's per Raider fan. It's who wants to do it. You know what I mean? Because you have a guy that would say, I don't know if you're that type guy, but somebody would say Randy Moss is not a Raider. You know, Randy Moss was a Raider. He got paid by the Raiders. So what's the difference between Randy Moss? What's the difference between Warren Sapp and Incognito? Incognito did less than what Randy Moss did. To me, you got to be successful, or you to be a Raider. Tell me what success Incognito had besides playing for Miami and the other team he played for. Not Raiders. He wasn't. All he did was hurt his calf and his Achilles, and then he's talking about the Raiders, which I don't even think he should fucking be talking about the Raiders. He's talking about Max and kissing his ass, and that they're saying something. And Akeem Talib is saying, "Well, why is Jacksonville rushing for 150 yards?" And then he throws stats at him. And are the stats that he had? Is that $35 million shit? No, it's not. But he did admit he ain't got no help, and I admitted that too. That saying do not have the same meaning as it once did. It doesn't. It doesn't at all. So I really don't listen to it. I don't listen to it anymore. You know, I only hear people say that like Jack Hanna and the old schoolers. That can't get over the '80s and '70s, and then they think that those players will ball out over here today. But really, guys like that will get spanked in football nowadays. You got to get the rip. Yeah, in that era, those players were great. Those players were great, bro. But in this era, they wouldn't hang. Not big enough, not fast enough, not strong enough. I think that maybe good old Willie, but you can't play corner like that. Lester Hayes, you can't play corner like that anymore. You can't. You can't play corner. You can't even play defensive end like Howie Long. Howie Long would be a nose tackle, legit. Always nose tackle, three technique. You'll probably be in for like two, three plays because the defensive ends are different. We know that. Incognito just got hurt and paid as a Raider, waited for the dude to play, but he was always hurt. Yeah, Sam Tucker, you're absolutely right, bro. I don't know. This will be a question to answer type stuff. We need to draft a middle linebacker that dominates. We haven't done that since we haven't picked a linebacker since Homeboy that went to Dallas. And he played well for Dallas. I don't think we traded him. We need a middle linebacker. We need linebackers. Our linebacking core is worse in the NFL, in my view, we miss a lot of tackles. We get a grip of tackles. It's bad to say, and I'm not disrespecting the dude, but Devin White is our leading tackler, and he's a Willie. Where's our Mike at? Our Mike linebacker missing tackles all over the place. It kind of, how Spillane barely started. Spillane, he barely started, and he missing tackles everywhere. And we were capping on Gabe. I was capping on Gabe to say, you know, hey, Spillane did this and that. 3 years later, I'm over here saying, why are we losing Spillane? you know, Here we go. Arshell and Gene would do wonders for this team. Those are the two guys in that era would excel in today's game. I think Arshell, a 300-pound guy, bro. Uh, Gene Gene Upshaw would be good. Those big guys, the big guys now. Jim Otto was 250 pounds, playing center, bro. A great center at his era. That's what I brought up. You, you know, Jim Otto can't do no wrong with if Jim Otto could play right now at center for the Raiders right now, and in Jack Kenna's eyes. I hope he comes on here because he probably hearing this. Someone's gonna call him and say, "Hey, Gravy, talking about you," and he's probably gonna call me and say, What'd you say about Otto?" He's probably pissed. He's gonna call in sick to work because I. Yeah, but those two guys would do some damage, man. Who are my two? Garrett. Garrett's one of them. Garrett's the main one. If you want to know, Max Crosby is in my top 10. There's a kid. There's a kid from that kid that's in Cincinnati. Micah Parsons is a pass rusher. He's not a run stuffer, but he's a pass rusher. Dude gets 3 sacks a game. He disappears too, though. But he's a way more athletic Max Crosby. Way more athletic Max Crosby. The Burst from the Rams dominates games. The kid from Detroit, Watt, Bosa, but I think Garrett. I think it's Garrett, Micah. You would put Verse in there, uh, Hendrickson, and Hutchinson, the dude from Detroit. Those are a Bosa. Fuck, and in no particular order, Watt is there, but they're damaged goods right now. Khalil Mack is out the league of those guys. A young, healthy Khalil Mack, all of them whooped. Whooped. What up, Gravy and all the Raider Nation? Mike Guerrero, I agree. We need a linebacker. We have to do that. He says, fuck the Queefs, but they just whooped our ass 31-0. Good analogy right there. Cycle, but those guys come around once in a while, bro. Linebackers nowadays, we got to look at football nowadays. These guys that we had, Ray Lewis, they dominated game. They took over game. We ain't got players that for the Raiders that defensively that dominate a game. And I'm even mentioning, Max Crosby, because tell me when he did that. You know, when has Max Crosby? We got incognito praising Max Crosby for 2 pressures, a sack, 1 hit, and 4 tackles. And when we're saying he had a great game, fuck that's not Max. We what are our standards for this guy getting paid almost $40 million? He goes, Jeff, because he's a podcast. Nah, he's not begging the podcaster that Coach Gravy. You know that. You know that, bro. I don't hate Max. I want Max to do what he gets paid, Mike. Go over there and tell him when you're at the game tomorrow. Go over there and yell in that motherfucker's face. Coach Gravy, watch the show. And Mike agrees. He needs to do more. So I don't. I just wanna say I don't hate Max Crosby. I don't hate him, but I'm convinced until we move on from him, we won't win shit. We need to let him go for picks and truly start a full on rebuild. A lot of people are saying that we're rebuilding, but we're not rebuilding if we don't get rid of Max. We signed Max to an extension. We weren't in a rebuild, so that's not rebuilding. Look at all these other teams. People said, let's get rid of this guy. Let's get rid of that guy. The only guy that we would have got any maybe third, second, first round consideration is Max Crosby. Ain't nobody gonna trade for hurt Colton Miller. That's the only other guy besides our rookies, our young guys. Ain't nobody gonna give us a fucking whatever. And then Jacoby Myers. Look what we got. Jacoby Myers got a fourth and a sixth. And I don't know what the fuck the Jaguars are desperate to get. I think we won that trade. Jeff hates ginger. I don't know what that means. Already got in my mind that we're gonna have a top five pick. I don't know what quarterback will be there that will be a quarterback and can play the level that we need for years. I think we need two offensive linemen. I think we need three offensive linemen, two defensive linemen, and two corners. And mix in a couple of free agents with that too. You know, I get tired of people not wanting to come here because we look like shit. And if you look at our roster, it's shit. We can't pump up dudes on our team. It's hard. You can't. Who in the fuck we gonna pump up that's playing well? We got Brock Bowers. We got Brock Bowers. Brock Bowers is in his second year in the league. Aston Genty's in his. I went on a big ass pissed off rant about people talking about Aston Genty, and 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 I hope y'all heard him because this dude is doing all this shit by himself. And we gotta, you gotta say that is true. He ain't got no help on the offensive line at all. And nor are we trying to do it. Where was this trade with Devin Neal or Eric or the Neal kid from the Giants? Where was that trade? I seen it. I seen a top reliable source that said we would get Evan Neal as a guard for us. That would have made him impact. Because maybe he would have took one of those guys' place. And maybe we would have had a push or some type of push because Evan he pushes. We ain't got no guys that are doing that at all. Aston Genty's doing that shit all by himself, and he got low carries. Low carries. We got to get a little bit more time for Ashton Genty to get busy because he ain't even got close to what he can do. And we just got a little. Look what he's doing with that shitty ass line, bro. And right now, game 10, we're all making decisions on our number one pick. Why don't we make a? I've heard that already in his the ninth game of the season that Ashton Genty's a bust already. What your expectations for Ashton Genty with this line? Yeah, you got to look at another situation here. We need a lot of offensive linemen. I expect next year, and then we are talking next year, different names down the board, offensive linemen. Different names down the board, and that might even include Coulter Miller. He just got paid, so I don't think he's going nowhere. But he's hurt right now. But Colton Miller is one of the best tackles in the league, and he's hurt. Look at the PFF grades of this dude. He ain't letting nobody get in. But we look at replays and we look at all 22s, or we're hearing somebody else talking shit, and then it might be, look at this play. One play out of fucking 70, and we're saying this about him. When you got a guy like, Forsyth, you got 20 plays of him getting slaughtered. He's considered a bust, and we got a bunch of those. Bueno, we got a bunch of those on our offensive line. He's better. He's better than our bust, our guys. I know that. I seen it with the Giants. Also, we're thinking that Scatterbo and Tracy is getting all them yards that they're getting, and with him not in there, and Scatterbo ain't doing all that shit by himself. I didn't see that when I seen it. There we go. There you go. I heard a lot of holes we need to fix next year. We do. We do have a few good players that we can fix 4 places, quarterback, offense. You got to put a couple more in there, buddy. Big that take you from laughing stock of the playoffs and beyond. We're a laughing stock. We're not even a laughing stock. We're just like Raiders right now. Raiders. Why didn't we have the same dudes on the offensive line that we did last year? The same dudes. Two of them switch positions. That's not the reason why we're losing games. That's not the reason why we can't run the football. And it ain't because of Chip Kelly. And it ain't because we got a rookie running back. The same guys without Colt Miller there. What's different? And last year we were at 30. They didn't look at that. We didn't see that. We didn't see that we were the 32nd. Well, we just thought it was the running backs. We thought that a running back would change the offense. These motherfuckers were getting hit behind the line of scrimmage before. And now we said, okay, it wasn't the offensive line or the play calling or whatever. Obviously, it wasn't the play calling or fucking running backs. It was the offensive line. And the biggest problem we had last year running the football, we didn't address it. All we did was switch a roof on people. And, and we got a running back, a better running back, a way better running back. And then we're just sitting there saying, oh, okay, it's Chip Kelly's fault. We don't know who to blame. You're just saying, oh, it's different. What the fuck you know about football that we're not doing anything different? We are doing shit different. But you're not seeing the results. So you just want to blame somebody, just blame Chip Kelly. When every offensive coordinator in the NFL respect Chip Kelly for what he does. But he might have fucked up just coming to the Raiders and have that blemish on his resume. Because we're going to blame him. We're not going to blame the offensive line. We will blame the offensive line after it gets too late. But Chip Kelly's going to get the blunt of it because that's the way we are. I don't blame us for getting at the intern or the guy we hired with AP. That was fucked up. But we got to take it into consideration that we have better coaching, right? We have better coaching this year. All around the board, we have better coaching. And we kept the same shit. And those guys still ain't doing things right. So where's the gauge here? What gauge are we working on that we see it's Chip Kelly? People are blaming Chip Kelly for making that call or the 2-point conversion that I would have went for it too. Take the tie. What kind of fucking shit you on doing that? People are saying we took the tie. What do you guys say to those people that do that? See, taking the tie is that participation trophy type shit. That's what it is. I heard that shit from a legit dude I respect show. I ain't gonna name the show, but there was somebody that I truly respect that I've been on lives for a long time, years with. Say I would have took a tie. It would have been. It would have been better than losing a game. How would y'all feel if we would have went for the tie though? Would you would have said I would have been kind of pissed? Tell me what y'all think. Also, Chip Kelly, I think needs to go. We need to find one of those young minds that good at calling plays like a damn chess, not fucking checker. Chip Kelly does play chess, bro. See, so I don't know what you're looking at. You things just ain't working, bro. And then that's our resolution. That's our Raider fan resolution of saying, hey, we need It's Chip Kelly's fault. Look at the players we have out there, bro. How could you execute with that shit? How could you execute with that, bro? You got young guys out there that need to play. Okay. What is our problem? Our problem is who we have out there, bro. Who we're putting out there, dude. We got Tyler Lockett over our second round pick. Over our second round pick, bro. We got old ass slow Tyler Lockett now. Out there taking reps from our young guys, and we ain't saying nothing about it. It's cool now. It's cool now. I didn't have a problem with what Chip Kelly called last game. I don't hear any person that I know that knows football saying Chip Kelly needs a, oh, he's running college shit. Dude, I've been saying this, that watch every other game, bro. If you got that YouTube TV shit, watch every other game, and they're doing the exact same shit that we are, and it's all college. It's all fucking college. John Studios, we need a wide receiver more than we need linemen at this point. Brock Bowers showed how bad our wide receiver room truly is. Jordan Tyson, wide receiver, Washington should be at the top of the rated target list. I think there's a bunch of wide receivers that we need to target. But to win in the NFL, bro, you got to run the football. And I'll tell you this right now, bro. Ascengenti is not going to last. But we keep doing this shit right here. I expect, and I will talk about it in the future, that we don't address. If I don't see different names, I don't give a fuck. They got to be good. But it's so hard to bring dudes in, bro. It was so hard. I don't understand, and I've been saying it. John Studios, you remember me in the beginning of the season when I was pissed off that we didn't do anything in free agency. I was telling you from the get, I don't like this linebacker core, and look what's happening, bro. Tony Shepard, what's up, brother? How you doing? Okay, play calling throughout the season. Hell no, you misunderstood me, Gravy. I was 100% gold with the 2-point conversion. Fuck the tie. And I didn't say you were saying the overtime. I was saying the misconception that Chip Kelly is getting blamed, bro. Not the 2-point. I was just talking about the 2-point, what I felt. But there was a lot of people. I wasn't saying you, but there was a lot of prominent, respectful content creators that would just go for the tie because that would have made them feel better. That would have made them feel better. That would have been like a kind of a win. But I pretended to the participation from the same thing. If you're really legit football dude that's my age, or you know about, there ain't no high school player over here saying a tie. And the babies don't know no better. But they know what fucking winning is. Win. It's just hard for us to understand what winning is because we don't fucking see it much often. I appreciate Pete Carroll going for that 2-point conversion. If we lost, fuck it. The play got blocked. It's hereditary. It happens all the time with Geno. And so that pisses off. Geno's not having a good season. But every player that went on a route was open. They knew that Jacksonville was going to be in that type of situation. Goal line like that. And it's way different in goal line than it is your normal play on the end zone. There's goal line, and then there's 2-point conversion play. There's goal line, and there's 2-point conversion plays. It's different. Way different. Because who the fuck is going to do shit like that? If you look at the routes, they were doing mass stuff. The running back was in the back. They were doing all kinds of stuff. So, and all them dudes, from what I seen, were open. So if we kick the extra point, fuck, he missed it. He missed a fucking extra point. The reason why we went for 2 is to win the football game, and we don't trust this motherfucker kicking again. I wouldn't. If it comes down to a situation where this dude, you're in your own house, bro. You don't be missing extra points like that. Fuck that. You don't do that. I don't give a fuck if you're caution or not. I don't give a fuck. You getting paid way too much goddamn money. Then you know what? As appreciated as the kickers are, We didn't bring your ass down a little bit. You gotta give us some money back for that shit. We lost the game because of you, not because of Geno Smith, not because of the defense. Defense had a big part of it, but Paulson lost the game. And I reiterated yesterday. And I don't know when anybody checked this out, but I got a little bit of feedback on this too that I was fucking right. The majority of games where there's extra points of miss, you normally use the game. I don't remember what the percentage was because but you normally lose the game if you miss extra points. So take heed to that. There you go, Mike. I like Mike positivity today, man. Hello, you play to win the game. You don't play to tie. Where the fuck people get that from? Participation trophy soccer moms say that. Go for the tie. I could buy fucking popsicles. Let's go to Me and Ed's and get a fucking pizza for everybody because we fucking tied. Bullshit. Get the fuck out of my house with that. That's the way football is today. Participation trophy fucking bullshit. Not me. Never in my life. I'll take my kid out that league quick. Don't keep scoring football. That's where you learn how to play. What's the score? 35 nothing. Fuck, we losing. Let's go. Let's try to get. How you go? Oh, ain't no score. I'm just gonna play like shit. Nah, that ain't me. Get out my shit with that. Man, I haven't seen winning since I was a little kid, talking 2 to 8 years old. I'm in my early 20s. Shit sucks, but I'm a Raider. Wherever we all are, bro. You in your 20s, you talk like that, bro. You got a lot of game, man. I respect that. You in your 20s and you talk football like that, bro. You should be getting up in the coach, see what's going on. That's good. My boy Raider Nate, man, that's my dog right there, bro. Heard you arguing a little bit on the other show you had yesterday, bro. Did that great big ups. I don't know, Nate. I really take heed to what you say, bro, and hope you're listening. The play calling this week I thought was better, and I know the whole season you've been talking about play calling, but I call plays. But you're an offensive lineman, and there's certain things to do with that. I understand what you're saying. You don't like the output, but what I but this is to everybody, not specifically to Nate, but the way I see it is the overall picture of it, the situation. I know you do that too. The situation, how much we got to get if we're ahead of the change or we're behind the change. But it just seems that we're always in second and long, third and long, and this dude cannot run the football in those situations. We cannot run the football because we're always in fucking third and 9, third and 11, third and 12, second and 9. We're not successful on first downs. And as a fact, you look at the percentages, we throw on first downs a lot. And why do you think that is? Because we can't run the fucking football. Every team in the NFL runs the football. Just about 90% of them run the football on first down. We can't. And so it beats the shit out of me, bro, that we can't run the football. And I understand why Chip Kelly can't. He ain't got nobody up front that could do it. You're an offensive line guy. You probably know more than me, but it's that's the reason why, bro. I want to see different names on the back of those jerseys over there. You know, different names on the back of those jerseys over there because they ain't cutting it, bro. And it's the same shit we had last year. You have the same guys this year that was 32nd in the league in rushing. We blame those running backs, which is legit in my view. To now, same shit with a better running back that's doing things on his own. Look at the carries he has, bro. He has 120 something carries. There's dudes in the NFL that are rookies that got 100 carries in 3 games. We're on a 10th game, and the motherfucker has 120 carries. That's we look what he's doing. And he almost has 500 yards. Close or around there. It's weird. Yeah, but you make me laugh every time you say participation because my nephew, when he was a little, he got mad because his team won at all, but they gave every damn kid a trophy that day. I I taught him about it. Oh, okay. It's just it's just the way that the kid and you it's been happening a long time. It's been happening a long time. And I hate that this is the subject, but I got a lot of slack for saying I got a lot of shit for saying that, bro. And it probably was moms. I can't help your situation. I'll coach your kid. I'll do the best I can. But what I can't I gotta have him know that he's not playing well. If a young kid says, "Well, I'm gonna get a trophy," they love trophies, bro. They love recognition. They love pat on the backs. But once in a while, you gotta say you fucked up. No matter how old you are, you gotta say you fucked up. Stop doing that. Stop hitting them in the back. Stop jumping off sides. You jump off sides 50 times at a season. Oh yeah, here's a trophy for you for doing that. Fuck that. No way. I don't care how old you are. That's not you know. If you play football, you're gonna know quick because the thing is that normally you get kids that play soccer. And soccer, look what they do. They roll around on the ground and act like they hurt. You see little kids doing that shit now. Try to act hurt. Try to act hurt playing football. You're gonna be called a pussy for reals. No matter how old you are, you'll say you whack. Get out of here with that. The soccer, they're gonna fucking bring the fucking ambulance out for you, and you're faking. You see the moms just bring their little Gatorades, the cookies, the Rice Krispie treats, the orange slices and all that shit. Kick back on your little lawn chair and look at your phone and watch, cheer your boy on. But don't be bitching at the coaches while you kid ain't playing because if Pops ain't there, that's the reason why. I'm sorry to say because I hear it. When you get in the little leagues, there's a lot of single moms, and I'll give you credit for raising a boy by yourself. And it's a bad situation, but I'll tell you right now, you can't make that boy a man, and you can't make him play football, and you can't show him football. Let the coaches do that. Let the coaches coach your boy, and you might find himself a dad, or you're not a father figure, and he might teach your boy some things in life and playing football, and that might get you out of what that situation you're in. Stay out of it. Stay out of it. You know, women coaches. I don't believe in that. Stay in your lane. What you're supposed to do, and I know it's hard, but you got brothers, you got uncles, you got coaches, you got friends, dad. Join and say, hey, show my kid how to play football. Go out there and reach out. Because football players reach out. They want to learn. They want to learn things. They want to be the best. And giving them all a trophy, you give sorry motherfuckers a trophy. He's gonna think he's good, and he's gonna go out there and get hurt, smacked, and you're gonna make yourself feel bad. You're gonna make yourself feel bad. And I don't want to. I ain't no not liking women and shit like that, but you got to stay in your lane, and football isn't in your lane. You can play and fuck around, but don't talk about I got women deserve. No, no. I understand flag football. That's cool, but playing NFL, you'll get killed. And then you wonder why you get hurt. You won't last. So quit trying to do it. Quit trying to coach teams. Quit trying to coach men. You're not a man. You don't know. You don't know. So I'm gonna hear shit from that. But I love women. Believe you me. But just stay next to your man and watch the game and say, oh, and I appreciate my wife when hey, that should have been a run instead of a pass. She knows football. My sister knows football. So it's like, wow, you know that, babe? You know what a fucking trap is? You know what a 26 power is? Something like that. I'm amazed at that, but that's all. You don't need to be calling shows and saying, "Well, this is what I think about this and that." And then go out there in the same show and say, "Well, I think Max Crosby deserves better because I love his fucking tattoos." That makes you look like a dumb motherfucker. If you got a show, and I see many of them of young ladies saying Max deserves better, and they think that he's fine and shit, and he got tattoos, and they can't wait till he runs out, the fucking shirt lifted up, and all this shit going wow, 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 wow. That's not, men ain't doing that. And if you are, go get your participation trophy and shut the fuck up and get out of here. In my view, I'm sorry. Play calling is fine. It's execution. We're not talented of a team to execute plays. Kelly and Graham, yes sir. That's what I'm talking about, Biggs. That's what I'm talking about, bro. And we gotta realize that the players we got. Why you think ain't nobody calling us a trade, bro? I'm sure we got trade from Max, but he's the only one defensively that could do it. I heard that, Stokes. People call for Stokes. Stokes has always been a backup. Stokes is playing very well this year, overachieving in my book. Maybe it could have been that. Maybe it could have been that Stokes is getting his chance now to shine a little bit, and he's doing it. But I wasn't a real Stokes guy. Everybody knows that. Licky, what's up, man? How you doing, bro? What's up? Oosh, my boy. And it goes like I was saying, in fact, baby, women do a lot of things, but you can't raise a man. I raise my boys. I raise my boys. You can get at the girls, but hey, I say things sometimes that piss my wife off and piss the ladies off and stuff, but I just keep it to myself, bro, because that's the way I feel. And if you get mad the way I feel, then you got a problem. You worry about yourself. You worry about yourself. I respect women. I respect women that my wife is the best thing that ever happened in my life. I love my wife, but I would be dead right now if it wasn't for her. I would be dead right now if it wasn't for my daughters. Women make men at ease, and that's all you need to do. You don't need to be calling no 26 power, 38 give. You don't need to be going to talking about perimeter on the outside. Just stay in your stay. WNBA over there, do that. Real talk right there. Vision is clear. What's up, man? How you doing? Mikey said the bad words. Stay in the kitchen. Yeah. Cut some lemon slices. Go cut some orange slices for the boys real quick. There you go. Bring some hot chocolate on a cold day, cold game. Just sit back there and rah rah. Rah rah. I said, come on, Junior. Let's go. Let dad go to work. Let's go. Here we go. Sam Tonka, it's true. Let coaches coach. I do my part as a father, but let the coach do his thing. Dude, if I go see my nephews play and I coach football, I don't get in the way. They do what they got to do. But I tell my boy, you do. I'll damn sure I don't interrupt your coaching, but I'll go over there and say, hey man, you got to put your hand this way, put your feet this way. You'll gain more yards if you turn up. You know, get leverage, and he's being taught that. So I don't get in the way of coaches. I don't like people getting in mine. And that's another thing too. If you do have a child, even dads, stay out the way because your boys are going to be on some pussy sorry ass teams. Okay, but stay out the way. Let the guys coach. And if you think you can do better, get your team, man. If you think you can do better, get your team, man. Tony Sheffer, what's up, bro? So what? Let's go to Denver. What are we gonna see at Denver? Okay, I knew Jacoby Myers was gone. I knew that wasn't gonna happen, but I think we won that trade, unless he balls out for Jacksonville, but it doesn't look like Jacksonville's gonna go anywhere. They're not. They barely beat us, bro. They barely beat us. I don't see it for him. Yeah. Is Trevor Lawrence better than Geno Smith? but probably athletically, he was all world coming out of college, all world coming out of college. But I thought he had a decent game that day. Geno Smith had it. He threw a pick. He got to stop doing that. He has to stop doing that shit. I asked JT out there, as far as him in the passing game, it's gonna be dope. He's doing shit in the passing game. And I appreciated that. You see, that's what Chip Kelly is. You give with Brock Bowers being that. I kind of figured that the certain people with their views, but I rebut that real quick because Chip Kelly has that answer with all world, you know, Brock Bowers. Brock Bowers is special, people. We can't say it hurt our team real bad. And you know what? I feel unfortunate for Brock Bowers because he had a great game and we still lost. But you gotta go to Brock Bowers. You have to see Brock Bowers and you gotta say, we lost that game because of a kicker and I did all this shit. So I'm not gonna sit here and say, uh, you know, Chip Kelly, his playbook expanded big time when Brock Bowers was healthy. He was limited and all this stuff, all this complaining that, oh well, he's doing college shit, he's doing this and that. That just shows me you're not educated of the game and you don't really know what's going on. But we're really legit dudes ain't saying that. Fans are that really don't. They just sit down and watch the game. But I appreciate that because I'm the same way. But I dissect the game differently than you do. So all the Chip Kelly is calling bad plays and stuff. He's doing basic what he's been doing. It's just that he ain't got the dudes. Brock Bowers, look at what happened. You know, those plays design. Brock Bowers is doing a. He's where he's supposed to be, and who designed that play? Where he ain't doing it. He ain't making up shit running. He ain't making shit up. Just doing anything he wants to. You know, with Jacoby being traded, do we give Besh and Thornton more plays? They're playing Lockett, take their place last week. These young players need to get snapped. I agree with you, Red Biggs. I just said that. Tyler Lockett is going to take plays from our young guys. Now, how confident are we? I'm not even getting mad at Besh because Besh, every time this dude catches the ball, something good happens. And we get a first down, we get a good amount of yards. He's there, he's open. Tyler Lockett, I guess it's a, and that's what brings me down to who's really running this situation here. Is it our GM? You know, Spytek was one of the brightest minds and probably the number one guy to be a GM, and we picked him up, and we're doing this shit, getting the old Seattle Seahawks. I know there's nobody out there to get, and our intention was to trade Jacoby Myers. But what the fuck did we get Best for? To sit him? For a minute there, I questioned what Best was doing in practice and how he was developed. The development, the development is minimal when you're a second round pick. It shouldn't be that much development. It should be fine tuning you to be playing. You should be playing. You should get a lot more reps than what you're getting now. In my book, in my book. Now, if you agree with me on that, are you one of these guys that's I'm gonna sit you for 4 years? You blast in the fourth year, then you just take off or say fuck the Raiders, right? Because that's what we've been doing. Now we need to do something drastically bad, and then I want to hear it, but I know I'm not. That we're gonna say, hey, look, we need to see who we got young. Like, you know, Hoops isn't doing shit for our team. And fan base is just sitting there saying, all right, we ain't talking about it. When are we gonna stop fucking saying Tyree Wilson is gonna have a development? This motherfucker still develop. Get by. Make me happy. I don't want to talk about you no more. You know, we giving chances to fucking players that don't do shit for the Raiders has to stop. It has to stop because that's what we've been doing. We give keeping Kuntz off of injury and just 8 games of play, bro. 8 games of play. We said, well, he got 8 sacks and fucking 8 plays. So look what he's doing this year. Dudes be coming off knee injuries real quick and doing things. So maybe we overpriced or over appreciated Kuntz because he ain't doing nothing. And from what we're hearing is he's ready to go. He's ready to go. So what's the problem? Adam Butler, that's another dude. He's supposed to be helping Max. He said, "Oh, Christian Wilkins is gone. Adam Butler's the savior for Max Crosby." Now I'm kind of thinking, well, I don't blame Max Crosby that much anymore for getting double, triple team because he ain't got nobody to help him. Legitly. But I think with the ability that Max Crosby got and getting almost $40 million a year, he should be doing more than 2 fucking pressures and 3 sack and a hit. If that's what you expect on a $40-something million, a $30-something million guy, kick back. That's why we suck. That's why we're playing the way we do. And to me, the enthusiasm and the want-to of Max Crosby isn't there anymore. I started to think maybe he was hurt. But he's getting taken out of games. He's taking plays. He's getting taken out. He's not there all the time. So what the fuck you think Tyree Wilson is playing defensive end for? Max isn't in there. So he's taking plays off. There we go. I played running back, quarterback in high school, college, but my son is huge. He is a big guy. Big good D line, yeah. Robert Pena, what's up, man? Tony Shepard, Salute Pena, my brother. Ready Nation Network, Salute Gravy. How you doing, brother? How you doing, brother? Good to see you. Salute. Salute. But this is what I wanted to say. Our expectations to beat Denver. What I want to win a short week, a bad loss. That a loss like that demoralizes your team and our get back. Our get back. We haven't won a division game yet. In 2.5 years, we haven't won a game in our division. Will that change this week? Can these guys stop? This was the team that stopped. And it was Surtain that did it. And I don't know if he's going to play or not. You know, but if we can always say this, that we got to run the football more than what we usually do, but we got to if we can't do it, and if we say run, we say that like Mikey is right now, like Mike Guerrero is right now, but if we can't do it, Mike, there's no reason to. Okay, we got to look at the situation that we have here, and we say, can we run the football against Denver? You know, and then I understand what you say. If you don't try, right, then why you're doing it. But if you're down 21-0 or 28-7, and you got to come back, you ain't gonna be running the football, dude. That's why we don't run the football, because we're down by 2 touchdowns, bro. It's a rule of thumb that you can run the football if you're 14 down, but it's not really advised. And you better have a damn good running team. You better be a good running team, because sometimes it's out of your hands, but you could be a running team and be down, and then you could get a big play. But we've only got one big play out of Ascengenti. That big run. That's it. And if you got to score quickly and make up 2 touchdowns, that time just keeps going like that, bro. And we're not a real good time possession team, bro. We're always on the bad. We're always on the bad of that. So if you're not out there, why run the football when you got to score quickly? That's why you don't run the football. So don't get mad at Chip Kelly, because it's a situation where he got to throw the football. Because how do you score quicker? How do you score quicker with the stop, with the time stop? With the incompletion, the time stops. If you run and don't get nothing, the time keeps going. If that's a just gets hit 5 yards back of the line of scrimmage, it keeps going, bro. And then you got to use your timeouts, which is bad. So you got to make up. You got to make up points a lot, and the Raiders are good at making up points. They're not good at getting points, but being down. So whatever that is to you guys, best way to win tomorrow is through successful run game mixed with Brock. It's how we won with Josh Jacobs. Do we have a better offensive line with Josh Jacobs or a better philosophy? Do we have a better philosophy with Josh Jacobs? Because I don't know if Josh Jacobs' line was. It was, what do we think about Illuminor and all them guys? We talked so much shit about Illuminor and them guys, and Colt Miller was there, and Parham was there, Muffer was there. We talked shit on those guys. What's up? Huh? Same thing, bro. Same thing, bro. But I ain't gonna run the football. We can't do it against this defense. So we can't nitpick and just find some bad shit to do. I understand why Chip Kelly doesn't run the football because we can't. You can't have Ashton Genty and say, "Oh, we got to run the football. We got to run the football with a pussy ass offensive line, bro." We can't. Colt Miller's not there. That's our best offensive lineman. We give too much credit for JPJ, but we really don't know what JPJ does or is. So we got to calm it down a little bit. Special teams been messing up all season too. We keep getting bad field position. Hey, with Mostert back there this game, and our field position was great. Keep Mostert back there. And it's that's why our time of possession was low because we get the ball at the 40 and you don't have boom, it's on. We scored quick. So sometimes that's iffy, but if it's that dramatic where it's 20 minutes, 30 minutes like it is, and the game went into overtime, a full overtime, or just about, and we didn't get the ball to almost 4 minutes left in overtime. Dude, they had the ball that long. Let's try stopping them on third down. In a whole, in a whole aspect of things, let's try stopping a fucking team on third down, especially third and long. What's the problem here? What's the problem with that? I get sick to my stomach when and no one says nothing. No one says nothing about that. All I'm hearing is we got to run the ball. Chip Kelly fucking sucks, but we're acting like our defense is good and shit. We're acting like we don't have problems there. We got problems all around. And we have to realize that. We just can't. How come nobody's talking about fucking Patrick Graham? I don't hear enough about Patrick Graham. I don't even think that Patrick Graham's even making. It's not Patrick Graham's defense. I don't see it. Do we see the regression of Max Crosby from Pete Carroll being here? He's not doing nothing. He's just emphasizing what I've been saying that Max Crosby doesn't do shit. And it just started this year. I was happy what Max Crosby was doing, and before he got hurt, he was doing things. Dude had a bunch of sacks. Up to the when he got hurt, he was at range of being a top defensive end, but it stopped. And he hasn't came back from it. And since Pete Carroll's been here, he's mid at best, mid average at best. But Max Crosby, is it just body of work or is it a season? Is he gonna have 5 bad seasons or is Max Crosby gonna have until his contract is over and he starts bitching and wanting more money and he doesn't do anything? Are we gonna say, oh, well, you were good 5 years ago, you deserve that money? If you guys understand what I'm saying, we're already putting him in Raider Hall of Fame. That he hasn't not won us a game. He never lead the league in sacks. The Raider that leads the league in sacks called him a bitch. It's just this, folks, and you guys are falling for it. Max Crosby got his hand up your puppet ass, and he's going like this, making you talk. I'm the best. I'm the best. Defensive player of the year, and never even got fucking close to it. But I hope he has a good season. We need him, bro. He's not getting any help. He's not. You like those outside runs with Genty? I do, bro. Yeah, he needs to get to the perimeter in space, and he does his work there. That's what we got to do. And believe you me, Chip Kelly's intention is to what he does is a zone play, and when he does zone, he goes up to a gap that's in the offensive line because they're moving, and then he breaks outside. The perimeter is completely zoned. Get into the perimeter. Get your big guys out against smaller guys. That's the whole definition of zone. Making a big guy go run direction, and he can't stop. He can't. Those big dudes can't pivot, and it's hard for them to change movement. And you go against the grain and get upfield in the perimeter where you got a big guy, a big running back against a little ass DB. That's the intention of it. Or be in space. And these running backs are so good in space that we got the best. And we don't put him in a situation like that. But it isn't Chip Kelly. Chip Kelly ain't sitting there saying making up shit. He's designing plays for Aston Jetty to get out there. Right? It's just not working up front. That's what it is. Offenses do what they want to do against our defense. We're not good up front. And our secondary is whack, and our linebackers can't tackle. That's all freaking zone on D. Three, yeah. But that's not, we're not getting beat like Patrick Graham defense, bro. We're getting beat. This is Pete Carroll's too high shell, back off corners shit. That's what it is. It's not peak. It's not like nickel. We played nickel all year last year. It's different. It's different. Fighting up until that KC game. They fight, but we still ain't getting no pressure, and we still ain't covering nobody, and we're still leaving the middle of the field wide open. I don't know, Sam Tonga. I ain't giving this defense no credit. Here we supposedly got one of the best defensive ends in football, but our excuse for this guy is that we get triple team, double team, this and that. I've never seen a dude get triple teamed in a defensive end. The only dude that probably even deserved that was Lawrence Taylor. Right? Lawrence Taylor probably the one that deserved to get triple team, but you're not wasting 3 offensive linemen to fucking work on a guy. What the fuck are you talking about? Any guy, Tyree Wilson will get a sack if he played tackle. We get this triple team. If you want to involve a running back or a tight end as a double team or triple team, yes. Yes. Oh, here he is, Jack Tanner. He didn't hear what I said about him the other day. He said, talking about Jim Otto, brother. Salute, my brother. How you doing? Somebody said in this chat that Jim Otto wouldn't do shit in the league this year or now. Somebody said that your Jim Otto wouldn't be able to play with this 250-pound ass in football today. Get at him. Tell him something. Jack in the building, slow. But man, time went by so fast. At Coach Gravy got to go to work, but I'm gonna tell you this: Gravy gonna be back tomorrow. Back tomorrow at fucking same time. At the same time, we're gonna talk about this Denver game. Try to get up, try to see what's going on with it, and I want you guys to come back and watch it. I want you guys to come back and watch me talk about this game because I'm gonna get some information about the Denver defense. I'm gonna get you information about the Denver offense because I got some time. I get off a little bit early, but I got to go to work earlier. So remember that this joint right here, this joint is Powered by Red Nation Live. My boy, what up, Low? I haven't seen a lot of my boys. Bro. I haven't seen them all in one session. But we're gonna probably get at it tomorrow for the game, after the game, because I'm not getting off till later. Okay, but I want to tell everybody what's up, man. I want to tell everybody thank you for being here. It's a blessing to talk to you people, man. I almost had 30 in the room on an early show, man. And thank you for having a stogie with me and having some wonderful coffee. I hope everybody has a wonderful day. And I hope everybody voted, man. California go through a lot of shit right now. And I hope you guys went a right direction, no matter what you are. Okay? Because if you live in Cali, damn, that's a big one. If you live in Cali. If you live in Cali, that's a big one. I don't give a shit who's running New York and all that shit. I don't give a fuck about that. But if you live in Cali, that's important right there. No matter what you is. But you guys don't know which way I sway. So, anyways, have a wonderful day. Thank you for being here with the Coach Gravy Stogie Show. Peace out, nation. Much love.